No, well, I
Story of
guess we're live.
my
Hey,
life.
look.
Hey, we're live, and hey, surprise, surprise, Josh needs a pencil.
Welcome to another episode of DC by Night, except right now it's actually
Pencil.
technically Fortis by Night. Um, we left off at the adventurers roaming around Fortis, getting their training.
Being stoic.
And just as a quick reminder, you guys were actually given a house. 2 years.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. And it's like fucking
So,
ridiculous mansion.
yes.
But they refer to it as one of the smaller ones.
Yes.
Oh, and I interfaced with the AI. I remember that part. So, um, yeah. Alright, sorry.
Alrighty.
Well, is that where we're starting up? Is at
Yes.
the Grand Mansion?
Because that's where you left off.
Okay.
so it stands to reason.
All right. John's a get Ragabash. What's his? He shoots. He's a shooter. So I'm gonna send. I said okay. For sake of the episode tonight, since we're sans two players, I send uh, little Lord Get Leroy off to work on his hand to hand, and I send Mystic off to work on her shooting. The two things that.
Well, I can tell you right now, Mystic was already wandered off and was getting trained on foot.
Okay.
She did that before you guys left.
Okay. Then while she's doing that, I inform. I can never remember his name. The Gat. Our Ragabash.
Kenny.
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 Princess Kenny.
I send him off to work on his hand-to-hand combat.
AKA, we're saying this because he is slacking tonight and not going to be here, so therefore it is just these two. So you have to deal with these two the entire episode. Congratulations. Have fun with that.
Again, you know you love us. So that leaves you and I there, Shadow Lord.
Yes, it does.
I feel like we should look into this team that King Alex has assembled for his research of our problem. I would at least like to see what they have uncovered that we have not. Care to join me?
Sure.
I look at my PDA.
Okay.
What's the AI's name? Does it have a name?
Nope.
I named the AI.
Or are you asking it? Because if you're just looking at it, it doesn't list a name.
Oh, I figured I would. Okay, I start. I look at it for a second.
You guys
No,
literally just walked in the door of your giant-ass mansion.
Right.
So, and the most you know is it talks to you, but you haven't actually spoken to it because that's where we stopped.
All right. Excuse me, house?
Yes.
First off,
By the way, it is a female voice.
Right. First off, I believe you have us at a disadvantage. You know all of our names, but I feel a bit foolish just referring to you as House every time I need to communicate. Is there a moniker that you go by or prefer?
Oh, what the hell? Edie.
Edie.
Yes, I'm a Mass Effect geek. Get over it.
So am I, so as long as she doesn't try and take over the house and like go rogue on us, we're fine. Well then, Edie. Do we have pre-assigned rooms, or are rooms already prepared for us?
It really was your call. I was just told to be prepared for you two.
Okay. Well, I look over at you and then I go, let's find rooms first. I would you being my beta, I would like you to stay at least something of a close proximity to my location.
Okay.
Meet back down here when you're ready. And we go put our things away. Settle in. Take a shower, maybe.
Check this crazy place out because we just walked in the door.
It is large. It's a typical mansion-type setup. The only odd thing about it is the fact that it's made of pure gems on the outside. On the inside, it looks like a typical house,
Right.
or specifically a typical mansion. There are, however, absolutely no maids or anything like that.
Don't make a mess.
Something tells me that that's sort of a moot point. If the house is
Just teasing you.
almost sentient,
I know how you like to vomit and clean houses.
I do not clean. I am cleaned up afterwards.
All you hear is, "You do it here, I'll kick you out," in a female voice. That's
I
what
take-
they make. That's what they make
That-
bathrooms for.
Not stoves. I'm just messing with you.
Mhm. I get it. I get it. Fine. Well, Edie, are you just inclined to the house, or can you help with other matters via? I just kind of waved my new PDA up in the air.
The PDA is just a branch off of my mainframe.
Delightful. We need to find. We need to make our way to the King's Earth Research Group. The group that has the dealings with the cataclysm on Earth right now.
In front of you, you see a holographic 3D image of the entire city, and you see a bright light pointing to one building.
Is there like a "We are here, you must go there"? Perfect.
She goes, by the way, you can manipulate that to move it, and you see it actually moving so that it's now like a 3D image, but it's 3D facing you now, instead of just like level and you're looking at buildings.
I'm like,
Yeah, it literally turned and you're now facing a bunch of the tops of buildings.
it's all Tony Stark.
Yes.
Well,
Swimming through nothing. Perfect. Thank you, Edie. Well, I look over at Adrian. Well, no time like the present, right?
right.
And we exit the.
You hear a door open.
I turn to look at who's opening the door.
You just see a door, and there's just a small little room.
Edie, what's this?
Teleporter.
Perfect.
It's a big city. You guys would take several hours to get there.
I look at you. I look over at Adrian again. Well, what do you say? A several-hour stroll and familiarization of the city, or
Well, if we're gonna be here, we should probably be familiar with our surroundings.
Door closes. Have a fun walk.
thank you, Edie. We will. Right before we get to leave, I'm like, Edie, is there anything of interest on our route that we should make ourselves aware of?
Define
On
interesting.
Say again, out of character.
Define interest. You're going to be passing by the Royal Guard barracks, the castle, several other important figures, buildings, as you get to it, because you're going to the Royal Guard Intelligence Division. That's where all the everything's going on.
Sounds perfect. I'm betting these places aren't just labeled. How about if there's anything of importance as we're making our way through the city? Feel free to chime in to us, please, Evie.
Okay.
Hooray! We've got a walking tour of Fortis. Well, Fortis City now.
It takes you several hours, just so you know. She points out
Yeah.
miscellaneous buildings, nothing.
This is this. This is this. This is this. I do a lot of this. Wow.
Ironically,
Very
she does. You do see her point out a giant Gothic cathedral that she goes, and that's the box.
Just the box.
Nightclub.
Nightclub. I turn and look at her.
I'm.
Is there any earth-based drinks there?
Yes. We can synthesize any type of drink in the known universe.
Adrian, I know what we're doing on the way back.
Okay.
And the pack goes to a bar.
What a shocker.
Stop giving me bars to go
On
to.
the way back, not on the way there.
You do hear her say, oh, by the way, it is closed right now because due to the lack of ability to transport back and forth.
What happened? Why is there no transport there?
Because a lot of the people that were working the box were the Gangrel forces from Earth. They returned to assist Cash and everybody over there, and since then, because of the blockage, they can't get back.
Wait, you said box, not box.
Yes.
Box, as in the Box nightclub.
So, wait. It makes it even crazier.
Yeah.
We were definitely stopping on the way back.
Like I said, it takes a couple hours. She pointed out another tavern called the Dragon Tavern. She does tell you it is universal wide. They're all run by the same family, a family of dwarves specifically. The original Dragon Tavern was actually founded on the planet Gothel. It is where every adventure started on Gothel.
Every adventure starts there?
Most of them. Some of the most prominent names on Gothel are known to have started their adventures in the Dragon Tavern. So now there's one on every planet. Earth included.
I've never seen ours.
And you're not looking. That's the only response you get.
Stands to reason.
Yeah.
You get to the Royal Guards barracks, and you're can, like, literally on your PDA, it flashes and shows an arrow pointing directly to the building you need to go to. You are checked, obviously. You are entering Royal Guard property. They still check you anyways, even though you do have permission from the king. You pass, obviously. They know what you have on you, and they don't care. Their toys are a lot more painful than yours. So you get into the intelligence division, and it looks like, lack of a better term, it looks like you just walked into like a CIA building or the NSA.
Interesting. Edie?
Yes.
I don't really feel like just jumping right to the top of the food chain and pestering somebody. Who's a good contact for me to make up here? I don't know. Out of character, she seems to know fucking everything else. Might as well try.
She does.
I'll take a Deus Ex Machina whenever I can get one. Thank you.
She says you can report to Captain Einhorn.
I've always loved that name.
I just randomly came up with it. I don't even know where the hell it came from. I believe he is the official liaison between Earth and Flotus.
Interesting. Okay, well, I go talk to him. Let's... Adrian, let's go talk to him.
Yeah.
You get to his office. The door is closed. You can't see a way to open it. Obviously, it opens on its own. You hear a lot of men when the door's open. See a human kicking back. He's got his feet up on the desk. He's actually smoked a cigarette, mainly because I am now. So.
Ha! Okay, well... in fine Hemingway-esque fashion, take a step in. Captain Einhorn, I presume.
That would be me. You must be the trapped Earthlings.
Indeed. I am Harold Strecker. This is Adrian... Vaughn. I can never see it. Sorry, hon. Adrian Vaughn. I have been told by the king that there is a division working on the Earth power phenomenon right now.
Mm-hmm. That would be my division. You came to the right person. So, what can I do for you?
I suppose maybe a better question would be, what can we do for you? Do you have any Earthlings on this mission? On your research team for this?
Yeah. Wouldn't be a very good team if we didn't have someone based off the planet we're investigating now, would it?
Sorry, headphones were going screwy. You'll have to forgive me. Being new to this planet, realm, whatever, I'm not exactly completely antiquated with the ins and outs of the doings here.
Mm-hmm.
On Earth, I am, for lack of a better term, a genius. I was wondering if I
You seem to just roll his eyes at that.
Well, it's true. I would like to offer my services. Perhaps I can review any of the data that you would like, look over this, reconfigure that.
You see him
insert a more technical jargon.
You see him touch a few buttons on his desk. You hear on your PDA.
Let me guess, the entirety of the research?
Yep.
Neato.
Hey.
I was given orders by the king. You were to have full access and assist in any way possible. I can tell you
What-
right now, there's nothing we can do about it.
Do we have I just start scrolling through. This is a lot to absorb. Off the top, have we found a source yet?
I believe you guys call it the Pentex headquarters in DC.
The Pentex themselves. The worm.
Whatever.
I look at him. You're familiar with what I just said. The worm? Are you familiar with
I'm familiar with everything based on Earth. I have to be. It's my job.
impressive? You're not an Earthling, are you?
No.
Inconsequential what you are, I suppose. As long as you're on our side, that's good enough for me.
The most we could tell you is that what we found out is that before the whole, lack of a better term, blackout happened, there was a giant magical surge coming from the Pentex building. From what our mages have been able to determine, it is a very powerful spell that they're curious as to how an Earthling got it.
Are they familiar with the spell itself?
Yes.
Origin?
But, Gothel.
Well, I will do what I can. Unless there is anything pertinent that we need to discuss face to face, I will let you back to whatever you were doing before I interrupted you. I say we. Sorry.
Not really much to do, unfortunately, due to the circumstances. There's not much we can do until we are allowed otherwise. I point to page 452 of the documents I sent you, to the exact line from the goddess of Earth herself, Flora. Earth is off limits until I say so. We do not argue with the goddess, therefore we just do.
Exactly how is direct contact with the Earth goddess made?
We have a temple dedicated to most deities. Flora actually is included, mainly because of the connection we have to Earth. She was added later. Originally, it was just the Fortis deities, and then we have some Earth deities, and we have some Gothel deities. It's a kind of combination, because the three planets are, for lack of a better term, the most similar in ways I could not begin to comprehend, because that's way above my knowledge.
Out of character and in character, Harold just starts to look so very, very confused. I don't understand how, if we can make direct connection with the deities, thus proving their existence and their involvement in this, how is it that they, gods, cannot supersede what is going on here?
Because the gods choose not to. On Earth, Flora has deemed the rules very specific. Aeon, the god of this planet, has also deemed some of the rules very specific. Gods are not to interfere in mortal affairs unless dire emergency. If a god were to touch the mortal realm, and this is what I've been told from the high priestess, shit ton of fucking higher ups than me. Specifically, that if they were to touch the realm without permission, they, in a sense, become a new mortal being on the planet.
And then, of their deities, like, does someone fill their spot? Has this happened often?
On Gothel, there have been a few deities replaced by mortals who ascended to godhood. It does take a lot. all the reports basically go, you basically have to fight the deity you're trying to replace.
But it can be done.
Yeah, but you gotta fight him in your realm.
Harold gets a wild-eyed look, and he turns and look at Adrian.
Just
I
so
know
you
what we're doing tonight.
Just so you know,
I'm kidding.
Geek boy, before you
I hope you're
all
kidding.
get all jumpy. Most deities know of this, and will probably smite you if you even think about it. Plus, you have to find the access to the Pantheon. You can't just pop up in there. Very few.
Clearly there's access to the Pantheon here. But godhood is nothing that I desire. Seems like far too much stress.
But no, not a god.
Well, they cannot. I just out of character. I'm trying to work a way to like say, hey, why don't we just ask the gods to help? But that's clearly already been done. You would
I
think,
will tell you that you can talk to the gods of your planet easier than you will talk to ours, since you don't technically follow any deities here. You are considered, lack of a better term, and don't take this offense, but an outsider.
oh, that's exactly what we are.
You'll have easier access speaking to the deities of your realm because you have the closer connection to them. Even if you don't believe in them or wasn't aware they existed until now, I'm telling you they do, they have been, they never left, so on and so forth. And before you even ask, yes, fucking God exists, we all hate him. He's a dick.
Interesting. Well,
Right.
thank you for your time, Captain.
Mhm.
I believe my compatriot here and I have some catching up to do, as we seem to be in the Dark Ages in comparison. If we are to make any progress, I would definitely think that we need to familiarize ourselves with situations.
Oops, sorry.
Might help.
Yes.
Alright, I tip the hat that I'm not wearing to him, and we depart.
Give him nod and follow Luke Glasswalker out.
I look, as the door closes behind us, I just stop, close my eyes, rode the bridge, and do one of these numbers, look at Adrian. Did you catch all of that?
Yes.
We are kind of out of our element here, I feel.
Yes, we are.
Edie's voice chimes in. Kind of? Wow, that's an understatement.
Yep.
Like I said, yes, we are.
I'm not used to being the dumbest kid on the block.
Sucks to be you.
We need to do something about this. Wait. Vox is still closed, right?
Yes.
Shit. Edie?
Fair warning, if you are thinking of going to the Dragon Tavern, no magic, no specialty abilities, nothing is used in there. You are a normal person. The dwarf behind the bar can kick just about everybody's ass, and will if necessary.
Yeah, he can't fuck with a lightsaber, though. Bitches! I'm not, no, that is...
No, but his silver warhammer that's been blessed by his god could.
Ooh, I gotta get my lightsaber blessed by a god. Fuck yeah.
Could work.
Yeah.
Let's get happy. Let's make some gods happy first. I feel like I need to stop thinking like this is a werewolf game and start downshifting gears into thinking this is a D&D game.
Right now, you're on Fortis.
Oh god.
It's basically D&D with a future twist. So, because they're still carrying around swords, they also have
I
sabers
got
and guns.
I got it.
Oh, you do?
Yep. Here we go.
What do you got?
Alright. Edie, where is the closest transport, and can it transport us to... I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm just assuming things because I've been making pretty good assumptions so far.
Uh-oh.
To a temple of Flora.
Turn to your right. Walk 10 steps.
Come on, Adrian.
All right.
As you guys walk 10 steps exactly, the floor beneath you raises about a foot. And then next thing you know, you're in a giant, well, lack of a better term, cathedral.
Hooray!
Magic.
Before you stands the likeness of Lady Flora herself.
Whoa.
It's about a, I don't know, 15-foot tall statue of a female wearing armor.
Comparable, I'm assuming, to Athena.
Close. Her armor does have a picture of what looks like a sphere on it, with a feminine crown on top of that world.
Right.
And then on her armor, you see a unicorn on its hind legs. It looks like it's pawing at something.
Okay. Unicorn pie at something.
Well, because it's on its hind legs, so the weird.
Right.
Yeah.
It's doing the Thriller dance.
Yes, the Thriller dance.
Aaron, move.
All right. So, I lean in real close to you, Adrian, and I go, I feel as though we are trapped in a game. A terrible, terrible game of D&D, which I'm sure you're aware of.
Okay. Gotcha. You
I
feel
don't-
like you're in your game that you played as a child.
Which, exactly, I played. Did you?
No.
I'm doubting you did. Then, follow my lead. Let's make our gods happy. It's always a good start. And,
just for out of character knowledge, while you guys kind of look around, because it is a huge temple, you see other statues of individuals, not quite as tall as Flora there, but there are other statues, kind of lining, they all each have a little spot. You're gathering this is probably the statuesque version of the Pantheon.
Right.
Seeing as how the captain just told you Flora was the goddess of the planet, of course she would have the biggest statue for deities. There is one you kind of recognize, mainly because the symbol underneath him is the Gedefenris symbol.
Whoa.
holy Jesus, Mary. Well, which one is it?
Fenrir himself.
Whoa.
In Krynos form, of course. Because Fenris would never be seen any other way.
Okay, you just is this just happening now? Because out of character. Because I've got the deities list up from the Fortis, and he's not on it.
Because you're in the Earth Temple.
Yep.
Oh, are there?
You specifically said Earth Temple.
All right.
There
Yes,
are
you
actually
do.
like 15 temples within the city itself because, again, it's the size of Texas.
Flora's not even on the list.
Because Flora's not a deity of Fortis.
Damn it! It's Earth. Damn it.
You are
Well-
in the Earth Temple itself.
Well, no, I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just confused because you told me to read through this stuff, and I haven't. And from what I'm looking at on the deities list here, it says Solana, Solana,
Mhm.
shifters, wild animals, woods, fields, harvest, and
Mhm.
earth.
As in dirt, earth, as element Earth.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
If it says the name of an element in capital letter, it means it's the actual element. That's where Xavier comes in. He's actually the god of the Guardians and Justice.
Okay, so all these,
All the deities you're reading are Fortis.
Just Fortis.
They may have other names on Earth. I'm not going to say whether they do or not. I'm going to let you figure it out.
Some of them are familiar.
Some of them will sound familiar because some of the titles I kind of took from what would make sense.
Right.
Alright.
But yeah,
So I can get items.
yes, that's why you don't see any of them on that list.
Alright. Well, I start looking around. There's somebody who looks like, I don't know, a high priest, a clergyman, a freaking...
See a bunch of people, some are sitting in the pews just, talking to themselves, you're gathering, or talking to their god, goddess, whatever. You see a few what look like you're gathering clergymen, except they're in normal outfits. They're not like priest collar or anything.
Right. Well,
But you can tell by the way they're walking around talking to people that obviously these are the guys that run the place.
I'm looking for the men of cloth here.
You don't see any.
A catch-all for whatever fucking priests or whatever.
You see a priest. You see an actual priest there, obviously.
That's bizarre.
By the way, if you do look, there is a representation for God. All the statues have the names of the deities.
I was gonna say I am gonna look at the statues.
Should I just pop something up and start keeping track, and we'll...
If you want.
I mean, I do that stuff.
You will see, if you do look, there is one that shows Gaia.
Alright.
Nice.
Yes, she is female. It makes it even funnier. There is one that says Lucifer.
What's the one for God? What's its name? Just God?
God.
Yes.
That's what you explicitly look like.
Let's
Whether
spend
or
some
not that's
time.
what they actually look like, that's what the representation of them looks like.
Right.
Right.
Right. Who else is there? I say we spend time in actually like looking into each of these representations.
Okay, you see Selene, who's the moon goddess. Yep. Of course. The others. Actually, you do see Xavier there. And Xavier from Fortis, yes, is the same on Earth.
Okay.
Phoenix, Rebirth, Guardians, Justice.
Oh.
He looks like a knight. And his symbol, of course, is the Phoenix.
Well, I can get specifics with you later. I'm just getting names down now.
I'm trying to remember who else I had on there. It was a real short list because there were only so many. Zeus is represented.
Well.
Basically, the Greek, any pantheon that you can look up exists there. They have a lot of statues. I mean, a lot of them are minor because obviously they're small statues. But,
yeah, I'm just...
you do see a statue for Buddha. You actually see, under God it says God/Allah. Because it's Fortis and they don't give a shit. It's the same one. You see some Chinese ones. I don't know them all, so I barely know any of them. But you see a couple that, each religion has a representation of various ones.
Right.
So, all right, so all the religious gods are there. Got it.
That's why I like Fortis. One set of fucking gods. That's it, got it.
So I've got Gaia, Fenrir, Lucifer, God / Allah, Salim, Xavier, and Zeus. And then my next entry is all religions. Because I'm not just going to sit there and list up fucking lottie-dottie everybody.
Yeah, if you really want to look up and see who are the heads of each of the various religions on Earth on Google, you can do that all you want. Every one of those is represented.
Great. Because they're
There
like,
isn't a single one that isn't. Actually, here's the funny part. There is no Mormon God, contrary to what, because it's the same fucking God. And actually, under God and Allah, it does list the various other religions that are so close that they didn't even bother to separate it.
okay.
There are, of course, the pagan gods of so on and so forth. But yeah, like I said, if you looked up Earth, mythology, Earth, divine mythology, that's what you see.
Right.
Everyone is represented. Odin, Thor, so on and so forth. Everyone.
Okay, so really the only thing that I really needed to write down was Xavier and Celine.
You do see one listed as Ares, but you see it has a slash mark and also says Ganelon.
Ganelon?
I'll spell it for you. And if you look in the Fortis one, yes, that's his name.
I've got the Fortis one, so I've got that downloaded, so I'll just pop it up later.
You will see, if you compare the two later on, you will see there are a few that obviously just have different names. The statues will be a dead giveaway when you go into the Fortis temple on who's who. The only one that there are only a couple that aren't represented on Earth that are on Fortis.
And vice versa?
Right.
I will say the weird thing is some of the deities, specifically Ares, Flora, Xavier, and God, there's another one I had in my head. Fucking lost it. Well, those for now. You do notice that underneath their names, they have an amber jewel, and the jewel you see various symbols kind of changing.
I get it.
Basically, it's just who they're the gods of.
Right.
The symbol for, whatever they use as a symbol for that particular, if it's a god of, like for Xavier, when it's the phoenix, you see a phoenix in the amber. But it keeps continually changing. The only thing that stays constant is in the background, that same unicorn that you see on Thor's breastplate.
Okay. After we've looked around for
Quite
a while and kind of taken in like the holy shit of all this, and
Right.
Actually, while we're doing it, I will look at you at one point, Adrian, go, well, shit. It looks like everybody was right and wrong all at the same time. How ironic.
Bitch.
Yeah.
So after a while, let's find someone who looks like they run the temple or are of those type of people. And
You see a guy about 32. He's got elven ears, actually elven eyes. Looks like an elf, actually. Walk up to you. You see he's wearing what you can gather is probably their version of their holy symbol. You see it's Flora symbol.
okay.
He walks up. Can I help you two? You definitely seem lost here.
You have more than pegged us, my friend. My name is blah blah blah. This is blah blah blah. I just don't want to. I just don't want to do the goddamn intro every single fucking time.
That's fine. You can. We'll just say, yeah, you introduce yourselves because you're.
Yeah.
We are, if it is not obvious enough, warriors of Earth, trapped here For
Yeah,
now.
Guru trapped here. Yeah, we know. Trust me, everybody knows.
Really?
Oh.
Our
Word of mouth spreads like crazy. Not to mention, I'm also Perk shows points to Flora.
I was gonna say, is it really? Are we really
guys-
that much of a hot topic?
You guys have met Peter and the others. Those are my underlings. I get my orders from her, and I give them to them.
Oh,
The
so
Watchers you guys had an attitude with, yeah, they're mine, technically.
I understand now.
So I have to know everything that goes on, and believe me, ugh, I'll trade you. You can have my job for a little while. You can see what it's like.
Oh God, so fucking terribly close to saying deal. Bye. No, I won't do it. When the GM says there's a pit in front of you, you don't say I jump in the pit. Or do you? No.
Yeah, certain players would. Just for fun.
I've done
I
it.
want to see what's in the pit.
Doom's in the pit. Holly, what's in my pit?
Bottom. Dicks.
Always.
His
Pitted dicks.
dicks.
But no, I say, well, it would seem that we are going to be here for some time, and seeing that the true nature of Flora has only just made itself known to us, I would like to put us in better standings with our God and bring ourselves closer to her.
Got it.
As she must, sorry, I would have, as she must be one and the same with our Gaia, and we are born to serve her. How can we assist you? And by assisting you, clearly, I motion up to the great statue, assisting the great goddess.
Okay. I'm going to break it down for you, so it's very simple. If Flora didn't wish it to happen, it wouldn't. It's really that simple.
Okay.
And she didn't expect it to get quite so involved, but she's not going to let it. She's not going to stop it right now. Another helpful hint, usually when people get sent to another planet, there's a reason. This cat. I said, God damn it, I want attention.
Hello, Aaron.
Screw that.
Okay. Minus the cat wig. Yes, I was definitely of the idea that we must be here for some reason. Nothing happens by chance, in my experience.
Yep.
Being that
Contrary to what a lot of people believe, there is no such thing as coincidence. It's meant to happen.
being that we have only just arrived, I figured it would be a smart maneuver to at least check in with those that we may be connected to.
Okay.
If you have no use for us, you have no use for us.
Honestly, right now, she is, in a sense, altering some things, for lack of a better term. It's well within her right because it's her planet. She literally has created the thing out of nothing. And if you ever really want to go into history, I can give you a full lesson on to how gods create planets. But it's a very boring topic and gets very... Oh, sorry. So, yeah,
No, I think I would find it very fascinating, but I find it superfluous to the situation. Tell me, first off, I'm sorry. I did not catch your name.
Call me Rick.
Rick. Okay, Rick. Alright. Okay, Rick, guardian of the world. No, I don't say that. Just, well then, Rick, what do you know of dragons? specifically?
They're the
What
most
do you-
powerful magical being ever created. They are, in a sense, born from magic itself. To break it down the easiest way, when you speak of magic in any way, shape, or form, you have to go to its very starting point. Very starting point are three different weaves, is what they call them. Weave as in like you're weaving a rug. There is the black weave, there is the gray weave, and there is the white weave. Given by their colors, you can figure out which side of the fence they're on. Or gray, in this case, takes the middle. Black is for evil of any way, shape, or form. White is obviously for good of any way, shape, or form. And gray is, well, neutral. Three deities that are, for lack of a better term, their physical personas of the weave itself are Io, and he goes by many other names. You would know him here as Aeon. There is Corinne, who is of the white weave, and there is Lucinda, who is of the black. There is no higher being other than the weaves themselves than those three. And it branches down, and then it goes into, obviously, each planet must have a balance of good, evil, and neutral, so on and so forth. So every planet has a scattering, which is why you won't see a pantheon of full good people, and if you do, that means there's a planet somewhere, or more appropriately, two other planets, that specifically have nothing but neutral and evil, so on and so forth. Vice versa, all the way around. Universe is obviously bigger than we know. There is a multiverse. Go into that for eons and still never touch all of it.
Well, you've really ran the train on just the intro of my question, I'm afraid.
You have.
To the train.
I was going to continue my question. I realized that my speech pattern lends itself to thinking that I have done with my statement when I have not.
Okay.
What I meant to say, continuing, was Scar. He held us captive.
Star. Yeah.
Star held us captive. And both myself and my compatriots, my pack, got the distinct feeling that he needed us alive for some reason. Would you have any insight onto that theory?
Unless you look up at the statue for a minute. Yes and no.
Here we go again.
I'm waiting.
No.
There is a reason that he kept you alive, and no, I can't tell you.
Why can't you tell
So
me?
she says it, so she decrees, so I follow.
Ah.
In my nice little position I'm in, I do what she says. And she's very relaxed about things, actually. It's quite amazing. I was like, oh my god, she's a deity, oh crap, she's gonna make me do jump through hoops and shit. Actually, she's pretty relaxed about it. She's like, yeah, fuck it.
Well, it would seem Great Flora. Sorry. It would seem Great Flora expects us to do a bit more lake work, or she has provided us with a distraction while we are marooned. Either way, thank you, Great Mother. A dragon expert. Where might I find one?
Over the pack link. What are you thinking about all these dragons? You're asking a lot of questions about dragons.
Over the pack link. All this is seeming to start with Scar with us. I really want to know why he needs us alive. Because if he needs us alive, that stands to and we're no longer under his possession, it would definitely stand to reason that he is going to try and reclaim us.
Usually it's what he does.
So
I'm just telling you out of character since you're
Yeah.
backling.
So I figure before we get dragon napped, yet again. Let's find out why. Perhaps we shall have a bit more leverage on our next encounter with him.
While you guys are conversing in your heads, just staring at Rick, who looks confused because he's just like...
No, I asked him a question and was waiting for the reply.
Well, you see him wave over, because obviously he probably answered, but you were in your pack link. Because you got focused on that conversation.
That'll happen.
Yes, it will.
You noticed him wave somebody over. You see a figure walk over. These people want a dragon expert. You're one of the closest I know. What? The guy just looks at you.
What?
Does he really just deadpan me?
He just looks at you.
I take it you already know who we are, so we can dispense with formalities. Star seems to need us. Has captured us. Seemed to need us alive for some reason. We've escaped him. I'm trying to figure out exactly why he needs us alive.
Because anybody who's not dragon, if you can convert them and make them spawn, they will eventually become a full dragon. Various rights, blah blah blah. When they become a full dragon, he will let you gain power.
And then he's gonna eat you.
Once he has enough, he feels you have enough power or you have outlived your usefulness, he will rip your heart out, eat it, and absorb your power.
I remember this story.
I look at you. You remember this story. Then why, oh why, did you not say something of it earlier?
Probably because you didn't ask her.
It's true. I mean, it was also told. You were there when I was told the story. Lothos told me.
Dark Song. In future reference, please, if you feel you have information that is pertinent to our situation, do not wait upon my request to share.
Just so you guys know, you won't be able to kill Star.
Okay.
Yep.
So, what is a guy to do about having Star wanting him?
Pray he finds somebody else to deal with.
And pray I shall. At that, you know what? This is in character. This is all just so much has been happening, even for a glasswalker as myself, with a whole bunch of smarts and intelligence and being a pretty cognitive dude. It's time to find some center and try and unscramble everything. I'm gonna follow suit with people that I see praying, and I'm gonna go pray a little bit to Flora and see if it won't give me a little bit of clarity upon this situation that just has far, far too many variables.
Okay. What do you do, Adrian? Since you see him just walk off, sit down, and look like he begins praying. The guy who was answering questions just stands there. Oh, I guess we're done. Walks off.
I thought the other guy did walk off already.
Rick walked off, but Rick called someone over to talk to you. By the way, the one you were talking to, he seemed a little odd and seemed to know a lot about dragons because you asked for someone who's a dragon expert. Yet you didn't ask a name, nor how he knew anything about dragons. But he knew a lot about Star.
Well, Adrian's still there. She's a smart girl. I brought her along for a reason.
He just walked off.
Well, unless you say something, because he watched Harold walk off and he looks at you like, anything else?
Well, considering he was the one that had all kinds of stinking questions over here, I didn't know what his actual agenda was until...
Apparently to leave you standing here looking at me, and we both look confused as to why he asked a question and then just walked off.
Right.
So do you have any questions I can answer?
Well, Luke Glasswalker here never did ask your name if we need to try to speak with you again.
You can call
And
me
how do you know?
You can call me
know?
Silverfire.
Silverfire, okay.
You see his eyes change to a silver reptilian color. I am what they classify as a silver dragon.
I figured when I saw the eyes. So I'm guessing that's how you know about Star.
That, and I fought him a few times. I didn't know until I met Rick there why he was so fucking hard to kill. Then Rick told me, I was like, that explains everything. Star will not die unless Lucinda, his goddess, so deems it. AKA if he outlives his usefulness.
And
which, the way he's going...
What is he for beyond being an asshole and destroying shit?
Dragon champion of the Dark Goddess of the Weave, of the Black Weave.
So being an asshole, got it.
Probably one of the biggest assholes in the universe. Yep. But that's why she picked him, because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
If you need anything else, knowledge-wise, call my name. I'll hear you. Trust me. I'll be over there if you need. Here, walks up.
Okay.
What do you do?
Okay. Well, while he's doing his thing, he didn't tell me not to leave, and he didn't tell me to stay. So.
Nope, I did not.
No, I'm not going to go off too far, obviously, but I am going to go outside of this area, just outside.
Okay. As you walk out, it's another part of the city.
Whoa.
You see just to your left a very, very big fucking, lack of a better term, looks like a temple.
Very big and black?
Very big temple. I said lack of a better term.
Oh, lack. Okay, it sounded like black.
It looks like a temple. You see some other smaller ones, so they all pretty much look the same. And if you turn around, you notice that the building you just came out of looks just like the others, except slightly small. And it's got a sphere on it. The sphere looks familiar because you've seen several pictures of Earth from outer space.
Right, it looks like Earth.
Yeah, looks like Earth.
All right.
And above each one, you see what looks like a sphere, and as you look, it's probably the planet. So,
interesting. I'm totally gonna look at the outsides of these other ones. I'm not gonna bother the people that actually need to be in there, but I do want to see all these other planets.
There's quite a few here. It looks like this is the religious center.
Right? Ooh, planets.
Ironically, in between a couple of them, you see what look like parks.
Parks?
Wooded areas, little park area. Looks like probably where they can let kids run around. You do see guards around here. Just to keep the peace, not that they're worried about it, but standard.
Well, hell, if there's a little park area over by the one I just left, I'll go in there and I'll actually meditate.
Okay. While you're meditating, Harold, You feel like you're somewhere else.
I'm getting used to this feeling. It's been happening quite a bit lately.
You really are.
What's this? I'm sorry. It's not D&D. It's fucking Sliders.
Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Oh god. Okay, no, I'm
It's
sorry.
weird because it's not like a physical feeling of being somewhere else. It's more like, for lack of a better term, it feels like your soul was picked up and moved to a different location for right now. Because if you look at yourself, you can see through yourself. You're like,
well, it's the weed must be kicking in. This is what I more or less asked for, so I'm going with it. I embrace the whatever is calling me and kind of surrender myself to what is ever pulling my soul away from my body.
Okay.
I'm praying to Flora, so I'm going to really hope that it's Flora.
As you look around, it looks like you're inside, lack of a better term, a fortress. Currently, you're in what you're gathering is the throne room, and only because it kind of looks similar to Alex's throne. Seated on a throne in front of you is a female in armor that, hey, looks a lot like the statue you just saw.
Oh God, literally. I fall to a knee. I fall to both knees.
Yes, Harold. Female voice. Doesn't sound upset, doesn't sound anything, she just sounds calm. You asked to speak to me. We're speaking. What can I do for you?
I'm in awe for a moment and I kind of shrug myself and try and compose myself a bit. Great Flora, although this is our first time speaking, I regret to ask so much so fast. We are lost and held from you or from our home. What is it we can do? What can my pack do together to help? What is it that you would have us? Why are we here?
To learn in many aspects, but also to, how do I put this in the most simplest yet not insulting way? To gain enlightenment about everything. Sheer look over.
No, I will take it. Flora, I would not assume that you do not know everything inside and out of me. I am a being of analytics and facts.
Mm-hmm.
I do not dabble in metaphor and riddle so much. I will take what you have said as a translation to say that you have brought us here to train. Would I be a fool in that line of thinking?
No.
Then we will. I will make sure those who follow me sorry, fucking the Flonase they got me on now, it's kind of giving me a dry mouth. I'll see that those who... No, it's not the weed. It's not the weed, trust me.
Hey, sure.
It's not the weed, man. Those who follow me shall be diligent and not squander the time that you have blessed us with here. If there is anything more specific and to the point that you need to task us with, we will, of course, be most afraid.
She straight out tells you, Rick will tell you, if I need you to do something very specific.
And we will be honored to fulfill such needs.
Anything else? Ask.
In
your mind, it doesn't matter.
she's already seen what's in my head, like what you and I just talked about earlier, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
It would be presumptuous of me to ask of it now, but I ask maybe, yeah, this is the way that it should be worded. Before our time, my time and the time of my PAX is up here, I wish that you would see all of us before we depart back to Earth.
Okay.
Let us stand before you as a pack before we leave. Yeah, that's what I needed to say. Sorry. Now, that's the weed, me being a little scatterbrained. I'm talking to a fucking god here, alright? Cut me some slack.
Got it. Yep.
If that is all, and you appear back in the temple.
And, fine. I look up at the statue. Fine. Look back down. And, over the pack link, to say, hey, does everybody have a moment to listen?
You don't get a response from Adrian.
Yeah, I'm meditating, damn.
And there's another one.
I'm in deep meditation.
You get a response from Kenny, I think that's what
Kenny?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does Mystic reply?
You don't get nothing.
Oh, no.
If she replies, you don't know it. But you don't hear it. Meanwhile, while you formulate your thought there, Josh.
Yeah.
Adrian, as you're meditating, you see, you're just, sitting there, just concentrating, and you hear what sounds like padded footsteps approaching.
Padded?
Oh shit, it's a ninja, run!
I look around.
You see a very large white wolf.
A very large white wolf, huh?
I know who it is! Yay!
It approaches. It actually sits down and stares at you. Kind of looks at you curiously.
I look back at it just as curiously.
You seek answers. What can I help you with? Feminine voice. As it just stares at you. Its mouth didn't move at all. You just hear it in your head.
Oh, it's an effeminate voice? I don't know who it is. Aww. Here I thought I was smart.
Do if you think about it. You have a feeling she's waiting on an answer. But she's not. It doesn't seem like she's being impatient. She just is waiting.
I'm sitting there pondering this.
It's a yes or no question.
Well, I can't think of anything that I need to ask, like, off the top of my head.
You have come seeking guidance, have you not? Still just looking at you.
I was actually meditating to regain Gnosis.
Done.
Hey, look, you got Gnosis. Hurrah.
I can't believe someone of your unique background doesn't have more questions.
Wait, out of character, I think I know who this is. But
Intelligence roll?
In character, I wouldn't.
If you want to try and assume, if you want to see if you think you know who it is.
I do.
Roll it.
What was it? Intelligence what?
Intelligence.
Yeah.
Doesn't fall under a cult?
No.
To just remember something, it's always just straight intelligence.
No.
Well, actually, I do believe I have a merit that helps me with that, too. I could be wrong. No, I don't. Wrong character that I'm thinking of. Oh, I have 1. I have an 8. Are the dice showing up this time?
It dawns on you that now that you think about it, this wooded area that you came to just meditate in, you've heard it in a lot of stories. And then as you look and put the feminine voice together, you think that's Gaia. You're not sure, but that's your best guess.
Oh, shit.
She's been calm with you. You went to meditate just to get Gnosis back, and she just said,
I'm just
done. Who else controls Gnosis?
Right? Precisely. Oh, boy.
Bob Seger? That wasn't the right answer, was it?
No.
When it hits me, I look stunned for a minute.
You kind of almost get a feeling as if you thought you saw the wolf smile.
As if to say,
but not a cocky smile, but more just
Right.
like, I'm glad she's finally getting it.
Oh, Gaia's so nice.
You are one of my children. Of course I would respond. That confirms it.
Yes. Yes, it does. I'm sitting here in meditation, and she walks up to me. I haven't stood up or anything, but I will bow my head out of respect, seeing as I'm already on my ass.
That's unnecessary. That's what you hear her say as you bow your head. She's like, that's unnecessary.
Very well, then.
Your pack is going to be challenged.
What are we intended to do?
Overcome the obstacles.
There are many obstacles it could be. Anything in particular, or just...
Do you really need me to answer that question?
Clearly, there's the current situation.
That will be rectified.
No.
Rectified.
I am tasking your pack specifically with the job of making sure that particular incident does not happen again. I am aware that Flora can decree what she wishes, but as my children, I can also make decrees. You are to figure out how Pentex did it and stop it from ever happening again. I have faith. I have faith in your pack.
Oh.
Even if you are -1.
-1.
She stands up on all fours, turns around, walks off. And as you kind of, like, wow, just kind of shaking your head because you're in disbelief, you look around,
Right.
See no tracks, no nothing. It just looks like a nice, little wooded area.
Whoa. Oh boy. Oh.
You hear Kenny over Pack Link. All right, Harold, I'm listening. What you got to say? Harold, you do feel the connection return to Adrian.
Do I at least feel the connection with Mystic, or is there something wrong there?
Something's wrong.
I thought I needed to address everybody, but clearly everybody is not here.
Huh?
I can hear you. You actually hear Adrian.
Yeah.
And Kenny.
I've been here
Kenny?
the whole time.
Kenny, continue. How is your training going? Well, that's great.
Oh shit! Oh, yeah. I'm good. Sorry, I should be
Adrian.
paying more attention to around me than my Pack Link.
Where
Yeah.
are you?
Outside the temple in the woods.
I'll be with you shortly. We need to look into what's come of Mystic. I don't feel her link with our pack anymore.
Do you check Adrian?
Yeah. I'll actively try to say something to her first. Mystic? Yeah.
You
no,
don't even feel that connection.
I don't feel it
The-
either.
The number you are trying to call has been disconnected. Please make sure you dial the right
What?
number and try again. I'm too much of a glass walker.
Yes, you are. Yeah, you don't feel the connection at all. You still feel the one with Kenny and Harold.
Keeny.
Okay.
But other than that, no.
Oh boy. She left us.
No. Impossible. She would not be able to. Something's happened to her. Insubordinate or not, she is still our sister of the pack. If one of us goes missing,
We go find
we
her.
must. Exactly.
You
Good.
have
We're needed anyways.
you all have a feeling that that would be a fruitless task.
Hey, Edie.
Yes.
A cat shifter, I'm sure, would be a very rare occurrence
Not
for.
as rare as you think, but I know who you're looking for. Is she on the planet? Yes.
Okay. She alive?
Yeah.
Why can't we sense her?
I'm a computer, not a mystic.
Computer with an attitude. I say not to it.
Yes.
Can you
programmed
do?
this way.
Can you? Good programmer. Actually, do say. Can you give us her location, please?
Gorilla Guard training facility.
Oh. Okay, so she's still doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We need not burden her with extra encumbrance then. We will inform her of the situation when she rejoins us.
Okay.
And okay, over the pack link to everybody. I say now I know what we need to be said. And well, I'm standing right next to freaking Adrian, so
Oh,
But,
you didn't say you walked outside.
oh,
No, you
I
didn't.
want.
I'm in the woods. Yeah, I was outside in the woods meditating.
I said I'd be there shortly, so
Yeah, you did. I haven't moved.
thought it
I'll
was
be there shortly. I'm sitting here.
I thought it was implied that After I say I'll be there shortly, I exit the building. I find the direction of the park, and I travel that way
Okay,
in
you turn
a
left.
fair pace.
Wait,
Okay.
which park? There are several.
Yeah, as you look outside, there are several other temples and several what look like parks. But you
Edie,
have
what
a
park
feeling
is Edie? What park is my friend in?
to your left.
All right, yeah, I go there.
Okay.
Damn it.
You see her sitting dead middle of the park.
Oh, hi there, Adrian. Oh, hi.
Hi.
All right, overpack link to everybody now, because I'm hoping at least Mystic can hear it, even though she might not be able to come back. If it's not, we'll bring her up to it anyhow. Flora, the goddess of our planet, supreme even to that of Gaia, has brought us here. She is the reason we are here. We are to make our time here useful and train. Make ourselves better, faster, stronger. I want you all, myself included, to not squander one moment of the time we have here. I want
You
this.
feel your lightsaber leave your hip.
Hey, where the fuck do you think you're going? I did not tell you you could go.
Did you follow it? Do you follow where it goes?
I did not say that, and yes, I do. While continue.
You see Rick holding his hand up, and you see it drop into his hand.
Rick,
If he wants.
hello.
You see him look at it. You see him concentrate. You see him kind of twist it. It looks like he's breaking it, but you don't hear any snapping, nothing like that. You see a glow start to form over it, and you actually hear it. You see the glow of the what was
Red
lightsaber. You see it turn silver.
Ooh.
You see him turn it off and toss it to you.
2 seconds, Rick. As I'm like standing wide-eyed, I'm trying to finish my speech. Damn it. I want everybody to not only train their bodies, but their minds and their spirits as well. We're going back to something ridiculous, so let's be ridiculous for our return. Fires in the night burn bright. And that's the end of my speech. And now I drool over it. What did you do?
And over the pack link, when you're done with your speech, Gaia already has a task in mind for us.
All over the pack link to everybody. This with the group chat still. Group chat. Get it?
Waiting on that joke to come out.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I finished with all the more reason for us to make ourselves the exemplary warriors of Gaia and Flora.
Adrian, Rick is walking up to you.
Okay.
I do say that though, by the way. Like, what did you do? As I'm like looking it over and like.
You were once thinking to yourself you wanted the blade blessed. It's blessed. You're welcome.
I thought that to myself, but I was not going to ask it until
you thought that to yourself in a temple of earth deities. You think someone's not listening?
I am greatly honored. Thank you.
What's your preferred weapon of choice? Who looks at you, Adrian?
This is neat as shit. I'm like taking it apart and checking out what like the power supply is different and how like the circuitry is different from what I did, and I'm typing into my PDA the variants and the designs between what I did and
you hear Rick saying,
"Hey, I'm playing my character. I'm."
Adrian sighs and shakes her head.
What's your preferred weapon of choice, Adrian?
I am generally better with firearms, but this is what I have, and I show him the sword.
Oh yeah, you don't even have any guns here, do you, Holly?
You see him,
No, they all got stolen by Dickbag Star.
you see him look up. He looks up kind of curiously just into the sky. Alright. He holds out his hand to the sword.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
He holds out his hand to the sword, and I say, okay, confused. And
Hand
yeah,
it to me.
yeah, that's what I was doing, and handing it to him.
You see him take it. You see him look at it. You see a silver glow form around it. You see it begin to shrink. A few seconds later, you see as he moves his hands away, there are now 2 Desert Eagle 45s floating in midair.
Interesting. Well, they're floating in midair. Yoink.
You see him literally just move his fingers that way, and they float towards you. Handles first, by the way.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for not pointing the guns at me.
Honestly, I thought about it just to fuck with you, but
No, I'm saying that to him. Thank you for not pointing
and that's what he says
at me. Okay.
Yeah, that was his response. Well, we gotta have fun. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not unlimited ammo, but close enough to it.
What does close enough to it mean?
It means you really won't have to worry about reloading for a long while.
Okay.
Just don't use them up too quickly.
I try not to.
Unless you want the sword, I can give it back. Your choice. As you hold them, they're light.
Okay.
You're holding a Desert Eagle 45, and it's light as shit.
Right?
It feels like you're holding a paperweight.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, no, this is fine.
Okay. Never mind. I'll go find him. I gotta go find your buddy. I'll be back. Fun. Flora's watching, by the way. He walks along. You actually see him just kind of disappear, like a hazy disappear. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
And he's got toys, might as well use them.
Right? Sweet. I know I have the stats for those two because those are actually.
By the way, both of you, your weapons are now a +8. AKA, the minute you shoot or slice through something, it's basically dead. Unless you seriously botch it.
Right, or in my case, shoot through something.
You don't know its full powers yet. You just know that it feels powerful. I'm just telling you, it's +8. And that's straight. That's strength +8, by the way.
Right. Or in my case, in the case of a gun, it would be just damage 8.
Yes.
That's insanity.
That is.
Yes. You wanted God bless weapons. You happen to be the smart one to go to Flora first.
Hey, I also, like, out of character, my plan was that's why I was doing that plan of I'd like you to see my entire pack before we left. I didn't want to just ask for a weapon right to her, be like, hey, while I'm here, you want to bless this for me? I'm sure she would have, but I just didn't think that was right for my character.
True.
So, because I'm trying to be more of a leader. And so, I was going to see if she would do that for, like, all of us as we were a pack standing in front of her. That was the plan.
She figured you're all probably going to be busy for a while.
So she beat me to it.
Yep.
All praises go to Flora.
Get out of my head! No.
Everybody's always in my head.
You see Rick come back briefly. Oh, by the way, in order to appease your spirit guardian, I believe is how Flora put it, you won't have to worry about randomly dropping little shiny things.
No.
Nope. It's gonna happen anyways.
It is.
I'm sure Raccoon is overjoyed. Thank you.
Yeah, Raccoon is like in hog heaven at this point.
What, did they give him the Scrooge McDuck vault of like shiny things?
Basically.
He's just doing the backstroke.
He's like, shinies.
Oh, by the way,
Shiny,
I could.
so shiny.
I went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy the other night, and just could not stand getting just a little giddy over the fact that like the raccoon was so badass. I was like, yeah, raccoon. That's our raccoon. Rocket Raccoon is our totem fucking name.
Rocket Raccoon.
Dude, he's a total fucking badass in that movie.
Alright, so what do you guys do? As he leaves again, he goes, I'm stopping by to see Kenny, so if you want me to deliver a message, you can, or use your hack link, I think is what Flora said it was. I don't know, garbage and stuff.
I look at Adrian and go, well, tomorrow we hit it hard and heavy. Tonight, let us celebrate our blessings. What is the name of that place they said again? The Dragon's Lair? The Dragon Lance? What was the name of the bar?
Dragon Tavern. You hear a female voice, Edie, as you.
Indeed. Thank you,
Yep.
Edie. Quickest way there, please.
Oh, fuck it. You appear in a tavern.
Quickest way
probably,
possible.
probably should have told you. Technically, I can teleport you. But
Hey.
make you guys walk a few feet.
I appreciate that, Edie. Mighty white of you.
As you look around, it looks like a typical, lack of a better term for Josh's knowledge, a D&D tavern. You see, people of all shapes, sizes, races, whatever, sitting there drinking. Behind the bar, you see, well, he looks kind of tall, but he's got a very long beard, separated into 3 braids. Behind him on the wall, you see a big sign, no magic whatsoever, and underneath that sign, you see a silver warhammer, probably the size of the being I'm standing in front of.
Gnarly.
Aye, what can I get for you? You're lucky I know that's a damn teleport pad. Just looks at you too.
Well,
By the way, I can't speak Scottish. Just picture a heavy Scottish accent as you talk. That's the way I always see dwarves. Yeah, basically.
Scottish Alex drunk.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's how I see.
So Sean Connery. I just look at him and go, I did not mean this in any way of boasting, but do you know who we are as well? Because everybody seems to.
Do I look like I care? What do you want to drink? You're in a tavern, goddammit. Drink.
Why is he black all of a sudden?
What do you recommend?
I told you I can't speak Scottish, so.
I will drink whatever you deem best to put before me, barkeep.
He looks over at the giant half-ogre, of which you gather is probably Bouncer. Think I should give him the special? Walks over, you see 2 big mugs he puts underneath the tap. You see the pool tap is in the shape of a dragon head. You see him pour it down. He doesn't tell you. The mug is filled, froth flowing over.
Gnarly.
Both up, puts them both in front of you. And as soon as you take your first drink, do a stamina check.
Oh my god.
Here's the kicker. Difficulty 9.
Hey-oh. I I did
Does
say.
alcohol tolerance count?
Not on this drink.
Okay.
Believe me, mine too.
Whoa. I forgot to clear it. Fuck.
I'm dropping a willpower.
Okay. Let's do this
Before
the
I
right way.
roll.
Well, I have A10.
All right.
And I botch.
You better be shit. You're
But I got that willpower, and willpower still gives me 1.
the willpower gives you 1, so you.
Hooray!
Whoa, that drink hit you a little heavier than you thought. It hasn't seriously messed you up, but it definitely was not what you were expecting.
Oh.
I'm
You
standing.
see a huge ass grin on the dwarf.
I match his huge ass grin because I like things like that. Remember? What do you call this? Oh wait, I'm starting to speak Scottish. Sorry.
It's so powerful it makes you speak tongues that aren't your own.
Right. This is a fine spirit, sir. Poof. Put it on after I get a couple drinks down. Put it down onto the bar.
He
What
looks
do
at
you call
you, fixes it. Finish it.
I'm going for it.
All right, roll another stamina roll.
No, I'm gonna try and finish it.
Just roll another stamina roll. Difficulty 10 now. You have to get a 10 in order.
Willpower.
Oh boy.
Do you, Adrian? Because if you put that drink cap down, he's gonna look at you like you offended him and make you.
I'm not going to put it down, but I'm not slamming it like a retard either. I'm gonna drink it.
His only success was his fucking willpower.
So yeah, I'll continue drinking, and I am going to drop a willpower just to be safe.
I can tell you, next go round.
Yeah, and I needed that willpower.
Well, as you finally finish the drink, because the mug is like this, this big. It's an old school, one of those big ass steins.
You mean it's like this?
Yeah, except a little bigger.
I just happened to have sitting behind my monitor.
Yeah. It's about that big, and it was filled to the rim. So when you guys finish it, I'm going to tell you right now, you can't use a willpower to save this. You're blasted off your ass. They've been inducted into the Dragon's Breath fame. What?
How many others have done that?
That's how many.
I put my arm around Adrian real quick and say, "See, first time in and we're already famous. I'll take another." Because I'm an idiot.
The next one puts you unconscious.
Oh, great.
I think I sat in gum. Then I fall over. I don't slam that one.
You still have his nightmares, so fuck it, I'm too blasted to care.
I don't. Do not. I bought it off.
If you finish yours, Adrian, and then go for another,
I'm not going for another one. If I'm already blasted, I don't need another one.
It's funny because you watch him pour himself one, and you see him down it all at one shot.
Of course, he's dwarf.
Of course.
and neither of us are Fianna.
Nope.
You both eventually you pass out because the alcohol is just that overpowering. Adrian.
But I have fun while I'm awake.
Yeah. Like party and just have all kinds of fun. People are loving it because there's a girl getting all drunk and acting all goofy. So
I choose
acting all drunk and goofy.
I choose to pass out in lupus, so I won't be in the way.
You do notice as Harold passes out, the big half ogre walks over, grabs the puppy dog, and goes upstairs. He comes back down a short time later, no puppy.
Oh, he put the puppy to bed.
Oh, he didn't ogre rape me, did he?
No.
Yes. No, I'm just kidding.
At least I'm not going to get ogre pregnant.
At least you didn't feel it. You were too blasted.
He
Oh, I'm
wouldn't
sorry,
have
he
done it.
was blasting. Sorry.
Oh God, Holly.
Oh, Jesus.
It's more like I got blasted and then I got blasted. I got
Double
blasted
time.
squared.
All right. Eventually, you pass out, Adrian, and little do you know, you were brought upstairs too.
Well, of course I wouldn't know. I passed out.
You both wake up. You're not even sure what time, but you smell. It smells like bacon and eggs.
Oh boy. How hungover am I? I'm just kidding.
Not at all, actually.
Hey.
Am I the same?
This.
Yeah, you're both not hungover at all. It's just
I get up, go back to human and go, that's the thing about dragon's breath. It burns clean. Outstanding.
you notice
I get
the
it.
smell is coming from inside the room you are now in. Both of you.
What?
You each have your
I
own
start
room.
looking around.
I
I start looking around.
You see a tray with a silver dome over it.
Breakfast.
What?
Delightful. Oh, Adrian, are you awake yet? As I remove the lid from my platter.
It's a big plate of eggs, bacon,
Right.
sausage. You see some bread. You see a bunch of little things of like various jellies or whatnot. Some butter, and you see a glass of orange juice.
I go to Glabro.
Yeah.
This looks like a Glabro meal. Boy, oh boy. It's been a long time since I've had a good meal, so I'm gonna enjoy this one.
Are you actually trying to talk to me out loud over the pack? You said we were in separate rooms, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And all I said was, are you up yet?
I'm awake.
Do you have...
Ha! You passed out first, and then I start eating.
I also drank quite a bit more rapid than you. Did you receive a giant
Silly
Denny's
man.
platter of doom in your room as well?
Denny's platter.
There is a Denny's platter in here. What do they call it? The Grand Slam?
As you guys eat it, just so you know, it is probably some of the best eggs and bacon and sausage you guys have ever had.
Of course.
You're not even sure what the eggs are. They're not. I mean, it's a big platter of like scrambled eggs.
Those aren't chicken eggs.
And,
You
and it's probably
chickens.
and it's probably dwarf cooked, which means that they've been cooking it for like 3 days at like super low heats with exotic woods and shit. Yeah, I know how fucking dwarves work.
Oh yeah.
With
So-
mutant birds.
Over the pack
Bird
link to
eggs.
you, Adrian, I say, take your time, enjoy this one, because this may be the last great meal that we have for some time. Our plates will be full, as it were, after
I think
our
I'm not
plates
going
are
to enjoy
empty.
this. You're crazy. As I just start eating.
Meet me downstairs when you have finished.
It's very good. It's spiced just right. It's not overly done. Like even the meat is cooked perfectly.
Yeah,
And Adrian goes into a food coma.
go for it. This is your last chance.
Yeah, it's that good that you almost want to go back to sleep because you're like, oh, food coma.
Go for it.
Ah.
If Adrian would do it, do it.
She might.
It is
Yeah.
that good of food. I mean, you haven't had that kind of food in a very long time.
Right? And I didn't shift to Glabro like he did, so I didn't get any little extra bit of size here.
Yes. You're like
My s-
halfway through the plate and you're like, oh my god, I can't eat another bite. But it's
my
so
God.
good.
And then you just keep eating.
Yep.
I wasn't kidding. It is a big plate.
No,
of
I
food.
don't make myself pass out in the plate either. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm not dumb enough.
Okay, you go into a food coma?
Yep.
Okay.
Food coma.
I go downstairs
Sorry.
and
That being said, I'm gonna run out and smoke really quick.
okay. I go downstairs and see if there's any coffee to be had.
Yep.
Huzzah! I sit there.
Yeah, as you go downstairs, you actually get the aroma of fresh brewed coffee. And since
Coffee.
you don't see any old school, you don't see any new age coffee makers, it's probably
And you know what?
fresh.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna see if there's any tobacco here. Because Harold used to smoke cigarettes before he got married, and has the firm idea that there's probably some fine tobaccos to be had.
You don't see any displayed. But
I asked somebody.
you see the dwarf actually behind the counter. He's puffing on a pipe.
Is it that same dwarf?
Mm-hmm.
Did I catch his name? Has he been introduced, or was his name given to us before? No, his name was given to us before. There was made mention that don't use any magic if you go there because pissed off dwarf owner will kill you.
That's all Edie said, but they never gave a name. No. He actually wanted to introduce him.
I take my coffee and move towards the end of the bar where he sits. I take a sip. That dragon's breath burns mighty clean.
Aye. That's why most people like it.
What is it, if I may ask?
Alcohol? He looked at you curiously.
Clearly, alcohol is fermented from things. What does the fermentation process start for making dragon's breath? I'm not looking to make my own, just merely curious.
You take mead, you have it burn in the breath of a dragon to breathe fire for about 3.5 days. And then you let it sit for a couple of years.
Intriguing. I look at I'm taking, is the barrel, right next to us, too?
Hmm?
Is that barrel still right next to us, too? Is that where we're hanging out by that barrel?
He's sitting at the end of the bar,
Okay.
puffing on his pipe.
Does the wood in the barrels have a lot to do with it as well?
Most of the time, yeah.
Very intriguing. Take another sip of coffee. Everything seems to be just a little cleaner, a little better here. Where might a man find tobacco like yours? Or could I purchase some from you by chance?
He gets off his bar stool. Yeah, as you stand, he's only about up to your stomach. Walks around to the bar. As he comes around the bar, you see him get taller.
Walking up pre-placed stairs that are there, I take it?
He walks over. You see him lean down, disappears for a second, comes back up. You see a big container of some sort. Looks like a wooden box. As he opens it, you smell the tobacco. It actually smells really fresh. You see him take a small little pouch and packs it in, tosses it to you.
I catch it.
On the house.
You have my thanks.
Neither one of you tipped us last night. He looks at you.
What do you say?
Neither one of you tipped last night. You both got drunk and passed out.
Well, of course, I'm sure you could tell that we are good for our debts. Clearly, breakfast and board would not be provided if you thought we were just measly freeloaders.
I'm just kidding. King already paid for it. One of his guards came in, covered the tab.
We don't want to take abuse of the king's generosity, but the road has been long for us. Last night was well needed. Thank you.
Road's always long.
Papers? Do people roll this tobacco here, or is it merely pipes?
I guess I'll get you papers. He walks further down to the bar. See him come up with what look like tobacco leaves. Puts them down.
Perfect. I know how to roll with those. I went to college, rolled a plenty of ones. I went to a lot of college. So, yeah. I see him puffing in here. Until Adrian wakes up and comes down, I'm going to indulge in drinking a couple more cups of coffee and pre-rolling myself a few cigars. Actually, I'll probably be cutting these leaves in half and rolling them into smaller ones, so that I'm not rolling around with fucking 2-foot-long cigarros, fucking Castros hanging out my fucking. I love this place.
Is that a cigar in your pocket?
Just happy to see him.
While you're sitting there, just bullshitting, you did find his name. His name is Angus.
Of course it is. Nice.
Angus, okay.
Just wait till you find out the names of all the other Dragon Tavern owners. Guess what? It's all the same.
They're all Angus.
Everybody thinks it's the same dwarf, just in like 15 places at once, but nobody can prove it.
He's working some sort of temporal distortion. Easy.
You see.
No, he's actually probably Bacchus.
You see a very beautiful woman come in, fiery red hair.
Ooh.
She's got a nice figure.
Hooray!
Can't think of an actress that really fits her. So
Alison Hagen.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. The redhead chick from Buffy. Always had a thing for her.
Okay. Yeah, you see her walk in. Hey, Angus. There she is, my little Spitfire. What do you want me to do today?
Oh!
What do you always do?
Try to take over the world?
She just smiles. You see her walk behind the counter. See her put an apron on. She looks around. Kind of slow today there. Still early. She nods. She looks at you. Hey! Walks up. Oh, if you knew this chick's house.
I look at Angus. Employee, I take it.
Aye.
Relation?
None really, but I consider her my daughter. She calls me Pop sometimes.
I'm happy I asked. For a moment I was considering trying to seduce her, but now I will not.
You just hear him. That's all he does.
Oh man, I have an unpicked charisma specialty that I need to figure out. Can it be seduction? I want to seduce her.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna try to have a happy ending.
Oh yeah, this just in, everybody in game. Harold, while being kind of socially awkward and very weird tempo talking, happens to be a Casanova. What?
Yeah, because that makes sense.
No, I'm not going to take seduction as my charisma specialty. I do still feel like trying to
No,
seduce
that's
her.
my appearance specialty.
Because, out of character, this is just terrible, but Harold is just kind of trying to run with the fact that this is more or less a world that runs on D&D rules, and he remembers the fact that, like, every time a GM introduces like an attractive female in the game when they were young, everybody would be like, "I tried to seduce her," so I'm going for it.
Okay.
A bit of nostalgia, shall we call it? And in the meantime, I am going to look up my specialty for charisma.
She's just. I mean, she'll chat with you if you talk to her, but.
Hey, baby,
You're
you're out of the world.
you're not subtle, and you don't pick up on the subtleties of the fact that she's not interested in you in that way. But she'll talk to you and be polite to you because A, you're one of the only customers in the place at this point.
Oh, what? I don't even get I don't even get a roll. I don't get a seduction roll. Come on.
Roll it. If you really want to roll it, roll it.
Oh my god, I am such
Watch
a
him like
douche.
triple botch.
I am such a douchebag.
I'm telling you, you're gonna fail it. So no matter what, I don't care if you popped a willpower, you're still gonna fail.
I'm dropping 3 willpower.
It's not willpower, isn't all he's popping.
Hey-o. What do you want? Charisma, primal urge, expression.
I guess that'd probably be about the closest since you're kind of trying to, lack of a better term, hit on it.
Subtly, I'm not trying to be like, nice shoes, wanna fuck, you know.
Well, you gotta remember, you're not very subtle either because you're not used to your social interaction isn't that fun.
I got 2 6s.
Yeah, you do.
Fine. Well, I just
Angus the whole time is laughing his ass off because he sees your failed attempt.
Oh, it's okay.
It's hilarious.
I'm actually more just having fun too in character. I figured this girl's probably fairly out of my league, although I do have a 3 in appearance, which makes me pretty good looking. But until Adrian comes downstairs, I'm drinking coffee, rolling cigarettes, and
Trying to seduce the bartender awkwardly.
flirting with the bartender at this.
Waitress.
Waitress.
You're flirting with the bartender. You're flirting with Angus. You definitely don't go that way.
You never know. He is the right height.
Oh.
Heyo!
Let him punch you once. He'll never say that again. Of course, you also will be talking in soprano for the rest of your night.
Dick punch!
Imagine a mountain coming at you at full force, straight into your nutsack. That's what it's going to feel like if he hits you.
Splat.
Some people pay good money for that in Japan, you know.
That's true. You don't know how much time passes, Adrian, but finally you wake up. You're like, oh.
Oh, shit!
It's about
That's
lunchtime. It's about lunchtime, Harold. There are a few more people in, so the waitress is a bit, you know. You did learn her name. Her name is Diana, just because I can't think of another one right now.
Big titty waitress. Big titty waitress, where are you?
Angus actually does go behind the bar after a little bit when he sees more people starting to come in. You heard him call back some strange sounding orders because he doesn't say it anyway the way it actually is. And out comes we'll say a sub. A hoagie.
When I wake up, I'll get my shit together and go downstairs because it's like, oh shit, I fell back asleep. I was supposed to go downstairs.
He puts that sub and French fries in front of you, Harold.
Delightful. My mouth tastes a lot like tobacco, so this would be good. I ask him, is there something a bit more appropriate than dragon's breath for lunch you can recommend? I'm still not fully antiquated with all your ales and spirits.
He walks over to a cabinet, opens it up. You see what looks like, for lack of a better term, I forget. Oh my god, I can't believe I just had a brain fart on that. Remember when they would make drinks on the Enterprise? Like they'd order a drink from their little machine?
Yeah.
You see that sitting behind the cabinet doors. He actually opens it up and you see that. What do you want?
Well, I'm going to use my time away from Earth to try things unearthly. Surprise me. I always have faith in my bartender.
He says something. You see a drink appear. He sits down.
I take a drink.
Tastes like soda.
But it's booze.
No.
Oh.
It just tastes like soda. It actually tastes like, say, Coke. Just
Oh, okay, whatever. Drink. Thank you.
it's probably.
And I eat and drink. And
Right. Adrian, as you come downstairs, you see there's a few people sitting at the table. You see a very Allison Hannigan's picture. You see her walking around, serving people, chit-chatting. You see she's, obviously flirting her bigger tits. Typical
All
witches.
right.
You do see that half ogre walk in as you come downstairs. You see him walk in the front doors. He walks over, takes a seat at the end of the bar, and just watches.
I'm looking for Luke Glasswalker.
He's at the bar eating.
Okay. I'll go sit next to him.
You see, just as Adrian sits down, another, hoagie sandwich and French fries is put right next to Harold, and ironically in front of Adrian. You see him walk over, say that same thing into the, into it, and sets that same drink in front of him.
I think they're trying to make me go into another food coma.
you don't have to eat all of it,
This is actually smaller portions, just so you know. It's a typical.
Oh,
good morning, by the way.
It's a 6-foot sub, by the way.
Oh, it was glorious. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. I told you to take your time. Well,
I really did take my time, didn't I?
as I take a drink of my soda. Well, Beta, where do you suggest we start our own personal trainings today?
I'll give you a second to think about it. I gotta think of that. So, you need to make a run or whatever.
Okay. Holly, you think about that. We're on a break.
Okay. I gotta pee.
I'm on video right now, so. I don't know where to start.
Do we want to start on, let's put it this way, do we want to start on our weaknesses? Or do we want to start on making our strengths even stronger?
Well, I still have to tell you what I was told. Oh, I did say something.
We can eat over.
I did say earlier, well, Gaia has a plan for us. Aren't you a theurge?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, no, you're a Galliard too, that's right.
Aw.
After the burn break, I'm going to take one last smoke break, because...
You were just running to the bathroom.
No.
Well,
So... Do.
Just waiting on the other one.
Did you happen to get my Facebook messages I sent you tonight?
No, I didn't even have Facebook.
Just talking about getting some occult and some leadership. A couple things I think I should probably have.
Right here. Okay. I'll have to get specifics on at least the lightsaber and the armor.
Oh, I got the specifics on the lightsaber. You got me that. The strength +8, and then it does all the other stuff that we had already talked about.
The armor is basically, it gives you a negative dex penalty. There's no dex penalty for it, so, I mean, it literally is freeform armor.
Was it like +1 soak, +2 soak, something like that?
We'll say +4 to soak.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Okay.
It's tough. It's tough fucking chainmail. If you ever find out how it's made, you'll understand. It's obviously magical by its properties, but that's for you too there, Holly.
What, +4 to soak for the
For the
chainmail?
chainmail. Yep. You guys are going to be hard as shit to kill at the well, assuming they hit where the chainmail is. By the way, it's just a chainmail shirt fitting the full outfit. So, they could take out a leg or a head.
Right.
But there is
Vital
no,
organs are covered.
there is
Yeah.
no dex. There is no dex penalty. So you suffer
Right.
ill effects from having it.
Does it shift if we shift?
Yep.
Dedicated, yeah.
Okay.
It actually would just, it's not technically dedicated, it's more, it just shifts with whatever body is
In it.
moving it. Yeah. I mean, like when you guys ship to Krynos, it wouldn't look like chainmail on a, Krynos werewolf, it would just look like you have her. That's it.
Right, but it's, still has effect.
Yeah. They go to hit you, they'll find out.
Right?
Ironically, when they go to claw you, if they got razor claws, they just activated them.
Right.
Which still won't do them a shit ton of good. But yeah, so that's basically it for that.
Okay. Score. What are you doing?
Me?
Yes.
I'm drawing. I'm trying to make a picture of what my lightsaber looks like. I'm drawing my lightsaber.
You really shouldn't draw that.
What?
I don't think everyone wants to see your lightsaber. Sorry, couldn't help it.
Yes, you could have. You just chose not to.
Yeah, that's true. So we are sitting here eating these sandwiches.
Yeah, so we're having a conversation. And
Well.
If you're curious, it's the only one I could find that kind of matches it. But that's a picture of what they handed you. It's just a picture of the chainmail shirt. That's what you got.
Okay.
And I have asked you, so what do you think we should start with for our training today?
Well, we're gonna have to work on our weak stuff eventually. We might as well start there. Better ourselves in areas we're weak.
I'm not arguing with you. Merely, I take another drink as I'm eating as well. Merely a point of discussion. Let's also try and hone our minds, right? Right. Is it better to start with our weaknesses right away? Or should we start with our strengths, which will take longer to make even better? How do you feel about that?
We can do that too. Either way, we're working on something. We know it's inevitable that we're gonna deal with it sooner or later.
I think we should start on our strengths. And whilst working on our strengths, we are more able to root out and identify our weaknesses.
Correct.
What's your big, out of character, Holly, what's your biggest attribute?
My biggest attribute?
Yep, what do you got the most in attributes?
Well, it's either stamina or appearance. Those are my 2 fours and attributes.
Alright, you should start working, you should start working on a 5th dot of stamina.
Okay.
Whilst boy, I'm gonna let the dice decide this. We're gonna say higher is intelligence, lower is dex. Higher is intelligence. Alright, I'm gonna start working on a 5th dot of intelligence.
Okay.
So, between us, I, for one, especially with being so inexperienced with the rest of this pantheon and celestial everything and so many laws of physics being rewrote in such a short amount of time, I personally will undertake time at whatever they have for academic bettering. How about you? What do you think you will do?
It's stamina, let's see. I could spend some time having the crap beat out of me. Or rather, working to not have the crap beat out of me.
A thickening of one's skin, per se.
Yes.
An interesting...
Yeah, well, running, I mean, there's stamina involved in that long distance shit if we gotta run and move.
You are going to try and increase your stamina limits, it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Well, pop out the PDA. I'm gonna set it up against the glass of Coke, as long as it'll hold it and not fall over. Right?
Okay.
Right. Okay, Edie. I'm sure you've been listening to the whole conversation. Suggestions of where I should go and where my beta should go would be greatly appreciated. Actually, you know what? Sorry. I'm going to retcon that. I'm gonna ask the dwarf.
Okay.
Yeah, let's ask Angus. Angus,
Hi.
a question for you. I, whilst having our time here at Fortis, look to increase my mental capacity, while my good friend here wishes to increase her stamina, for lack of a better term. Would you be able to make suggestions of where we might be able to do that for one another?
Military?
Okay. Well, thank you. Not the greatest in the intelligence aspect, apparently. You know what? I got the better one. Let's go talk to. Let's go. Well, I look at you, Adrian. Who do you think's better? Should we go talk to Rick, or should we go talk to Captain Einhorn for suggestions? I feel like we are relying too much on Edie's opinions. No offense, Edie.
She just blows you off. She's like, bitch, fuck you. I'm insulted now. Huh.
I can't make all the calls. Einhorn or Rick? Come on, Holly.
Doesn't really. Well, I mean, what?
Well, you do recall Rick introduced himself as basically the eyes and ears from Flora herself.
Right. This was like, oh, if he's looking for his intelligence, he could go there.
But he did look like he was in shape too, of course.
Right.
Having not dealt with elves, you don't know if he was in shape or if that's just their natural look, because anytime you ever see an elf in a movie or cartoon or whatever, they're always tall, thin.
Or short with rosy cheeks.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Holly.
Captain Einhorn, well, he's a captain in the military.
Exactly, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, more specifically,
he'd go one way, I could go the other, and...
Pretty much.
So say that in character. Come on. You can do this.
Jesus fucking Christ. Give me a second.
Has nothing to do with it.
Why don't you go see Rick and I go see Einhorn?
Splitting the difference. Always looking for the third option. That's why I made you the beta. Sounds like a plan. Oh, man. What is this, Angus? Is this beef?
Maybe.
Fine. And I finished my sandwich. Well, Adrian?
It's actually good. It doesn't taste like crabs.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it tastes amazing. Morbid roast meat? Yeah, fucking A. So, alright, Adrian. I leave you to your day, as I am off on mine. Perhaps I will see you at the house. If not, just keep me updated. Make sure that things are going well. Sound good?
Fine to me.
Outstanding.
Excellent. Good
I want
luck.
to hear how you guys approach this one. I'm asked to be trained. This should be fun.
Yeah.
Alright, well, as you guys finish your meals, walk out and go your separate ways. What do you do? Yes, I'm gonna make you go play it out, too.
Okay. I'm going to Einhorn, right?
No.
No, I'm going to Rick. I go back to the temple.
Okay.
And unless he's not easily found, I find Rick.
He's very easily found because he's just sitting actually in the front of the pews. His feet are kicked up on what looks like a little stool. He's just...
Nice. Good day, Rick. How does the world find you this day?
chaotic, hectic, and very loud.
As one might actually expect, a very logical answer. Speaking of logic and the like, I've decided that whilst here, my training will start with that which I am already strongest in, because it will most likely take the longest to become even stronger in it.
Okay.
I look to become even more learned than I already am.
Gotcha.
Where is there for academic and mental capacity forwarding?
Well, I can send you to the library, which has books upon books upon books of shit that you can sit and read until your brain fries. That's completely your decision. Or actually, I don't know. That's really the only option I can think of right now.
The library. Always a good starting place, at least. Perhaps after I have absorbed as much as I can about, well, everything that I did not know before yesterday, I'll be able to hone it even more in practical application and banter, as it were. The library it is. Do I need special access, or shall I be permitted to enter there as freely as I have any other place that I have tried to enter in this world?
You'll be able to enter perfectly fine.
Then I leave you to the rest of your chaotic, hectic, and loud day.
Awesome, thanks.
Awesome, thanks. Alright. Hey, Edie, gotta go to the library. Hook it up.
Oh no, you don't need my help anymore, remember?
I hardly blame her.
I didn't say that.
That's how she took it. She's crying inside
She
her
was-
electronic house box.
Her electronic house box. Jesus
Just remember.
Christ, Holly.
Obviously, if she was programmed to have a female voice, she might have actually been programmed by a female herself. And since she is an artificial intelligence with a very high intelligence, one can figure she probably has female traits.
Mhm.
Figured out yourself, smartass. And don't worry, Edie can be a pain in the ass to everyone. It's not just you. Believe me, she's a pain in the ass to Alex, but you never get to see that part.
Yeah, Aaron.
Okay, well, I make my way to the library then, sir.
Okay, you managed to easily find it. It's a very large building.
I will find either the head librarian or something that they have as like their bookmaster, and not just go about this all willy nilly start picking up books.
Okay.
I'll find someone. If it's consequential, you need to give me a name, whatever. Otherwise, it's just inconsequential librarian person that can direct me to things that I should start knowing as a first timer to Fortis, but at the same time being very intelligent to begin with.
Okay. Well, the inconsequential librarian number 2, just because I don't like using number 1. That would be the head librarian. Leads you directly to the area of, ironically, there's a book section called New Arrivals. And they're not referring to new arrivals of books. As you can see, it is a welcome guide to Fortis, and for those who are, a bit more intellectual, she goes down a few books and picks up volume 15 or whatever. Hands it to you.
All right.
The rest of the volumes are basically the other volumes, as the librarian explained, are just the basic generic. These are the various races, so on and so forth. Most of that, you're walking around town. You may not know specifics about them. If you really want to know specifics, the races are in alphabetical order here. But let's see. The races start in book 3 and work their way up. That one starts with the Pantheon and all the major figures there, or at least all the deities there, and then it goes on from there. The who's who of Fortis. If there's anything more specific, just let me know. I'll be right over there.
All right. And I sit down and start reading.
And the Pantheon is what you're reading. You make it to Captain Einhorn. Hey, look, he's still sitting at that desk. Feet still fucking propped up. And he's got another cigarette. The funny thing is, you see on his desk a pack of Marlboros.
Interesting. Well, you look comfortable at the moment.
It's a pretty easy job. I can't really say much other than what can I do for you?
Well, I was hoping you might be able to help me thicken my skin, as it were.
So basically, you want me to kick your ass for one.
Jesus Christ. Why does everybody jump to that conclusion?
He's smiling as he says. There are a bunch of ways we can actually toughen you up, so to speak. All depends on how serious of a toughening you want. Wait, God. Holly! Is anyone there? Anyone hear me? Or did everything just fucking lose? some reason, everything just works. So if anybody's watching, then give it ROL. Just here we go.